What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We are playing in Week 3 of the World Cup. We are currently playing against South Africa, and today we are bringing this very cool hyper offense team. So once again, it is a recreation of a current team. There is no rental for it, so I probably won't make one for this just because there are so many variants of this team that already exist. But talking about the team a little bit, first of all, it is Choice Specs Calyrex. The idea is just to really hit as hard as you can and just set up for that. Next up is our other restricted in Kyogre. Right, Kyogre is a great pair for hyper offense, being in the fact that it just gets the rain boost and the spread move. So having access to double spread with Calyrex and Kyogre is just really something a lot of opponents can't deal with. So next up, we do have Whimsicott. So Whimsicott is really big here in the fact that it offers just a ton of support, right? It does have Taunt to stop opposing Tailwind users or something like a support Pokemon like Gastrodon going for a Yawn. It has Tailwind and also has Helping Hand to really sort of boost the amount of damage that our Pokemon can do. Next up is Indeedee. So once again, we're going with the second form of Helping Hand. Also having that Psychic Terrain means that Calyrex can go for a boosted Expanding Force, and it's just going to absolutely shred through the right teams. Next up, we do have Regieleki. So this is a physical Regieleki. It's really interesting because it's carrying the Assault Vest, and that extra bulk does make a huge difference. But more importantly, right, we also have that ability really to max it and go for that max darkness to lower special defense. We also do have Electroweb in the event that we're worried about something like a Calyrex Speed Tie, and also max Airstream, just trying to go for those speed boosts. And then finally, we do have Landorus. Landorus is pretty classic. It does have Swords Dance just to really sort of hammer home how much we're trying to set up. And then other than that, it just has really great pressure. It also does have Intimidate support, right? Like we're not really trying to survive hits, and we want to try and do whatever we can to try and help us out. So this is the team. If people want a rental for it, I can make one. We will have the paste in the description. And with that, let's just get rocking and rolling and move into the games. All right, so we are hopping into this. Let me see where I put the team. There you are. Yep, this is what we want. So let's just grab it now and see what we can get. So let's see what to expect. We are going to see Moment of Truth, Rinyasun. So Zacian, Groudon, Gastro, Incin, Grim, and Zard. So I really like Indeedee Landorus. I'm going to bring Calyrex, and I'm going to try Whimsicott. So I'm going to really try and put a lot of pressure this way. So Indeedee, Lando, Whim, and Calyrex. Right, and so we really want to set up a position where we can max the Landorus and hopefully try and set up an early sort of Swords Dance, because I think Swords Dance can really carry us through a lot of this game. It's just about getting into that position. So we kind of have to see what to expect. But yeah, I do feel good about what's it called? The four that I brought. It is a little bit different from what I normally bring. Normally I do bring Kyogre over the Whimsicott or the Indeedee. I only bring one supporter, but I think this should be fine, right? If we can go for a Helping Hand. I feel like Helping Hand, Moonblast, or Helping Hand, Astral Barrage should be able to pretty comfortably clean up. So we do want to kind of see what happens. So let's just kind of dive right into it and play it out. But I think that this lead is a little bit interesting. I think that there's a lot of ways to play Rinya, and that's what makes it so tricky, right? Like you can flowchart against one version of the lead, but if someone brings something different, it's still as strong. So we are going to see Incin with Groudon. So Groudon lead with Incin is totally fine with me. One thing we do have to worry about is the potential of Incin going for the fake out, right? We don't have access to that the Psychic Terrain boost. We are going to see the Drought come out. I think it's still fine to go for a follow me into a Swords Dance, right? I think that can put us in a really strong position, right? We will have the herb trigger, or we should have the white herb trigger. I'm waiting for did my white herb just not trigger? I'm not really paying them. There it is. Okay. I was real scared for a second there. I I do want to try and go for a follow me, as well as go for a swords dance, right? We could see a parting shot trying to mitigate some damage. I think that this really puts us kind of in a strong position, and we just really want to neutralize that Groudon. We are going to see the Groudon switch out, so that's going to be cool, into Gastrodon in the back. So something else worth seeing, we could see okay, so we're going to see no fake out, right? So that tells me you're going for a parting shot, which is really good, right? As we will be able to get up this big swords dance, and swords dance I think is going to be just really huge overall, as we will see the obvious parting shot into the Indeedee, right? Just trying to make it so it can survive. We could see a Groudon come out here. We could see a Zacian. I think both have potential. If we see a Zacian, right, we can go for a very easy max Quake, as we already have our Swords Dance boost, and we don't really have to worry about too much. We could also try and get rid of this Gastrodon right off the bat, as it could be a problem, but I actually don't think it's the biggest problem in the world, as we are going to see the Groudon come right back out. And so Groudon, we're going to play a little bit risky. I think it's fine to go for a second follow me as well as a second Swords Dance. Right, like we are currently outspeeding everything on the field, and so that can really sort of help us out, right? We could see the instant switch in. If the instant switch is in, we're going to be at +3, and at that point, right, we should be able to pretty comfortably KO everything. I don't see you going for a Precipice Blades, because you can't really let this Landorus hang around for too often. But I think yeah, after this point, we can go for the follow me. We can go for a Rockfall just to avoid any sort of potential max Quake. I mean, not a max Quake, any sort of Shuckleberry. We're going to see the Gastrodon switch out. This should be, yep, there's going to be the instant coming out again. This tells me that I do have the ability to go for a free sort of helping hand into a max Rockfall. I can't really see anything dealing with that too well, as we're going to see the Groudon actually going straight for a max. So this is a little bit interesting, and not actually what I had originally planned for. I was really hoping... I actually don't know what I was hoping for. So we're going to see the Groudon max. We do need to get some good damage onto it. I think at +3, an Airstream should be able to knock out the Incineroar, so we can also deal with it that way. As we're going to see the Follow Me, we should easily be able to take whatever this Groudon wants to go for. I'm expecting probably something like a max Quake, maybe a max Rockfall. That's also an option. We're going to see a Steel Spike, so that's good to know. So that's confirming to me your Assault Vest. Steel Spike. Okay, so we know that you're most likely Assault Vest. I think it's fine at this point to go for a Helping Hand, as well as go for an Airstream onto this Incineroar, right? We can really try and get as much damage as possible out. I think really whatever is going to switch in is not going to like a +3 stab Helping Hand boosted hit. And so we can definitely, I'm guessing, take whatever this Groudon wants to go for. We are going to see the instant stay in, so that's really helpful. They could say I'm going for a third Swords Dance. I don't think I need it. The Landorus, yeah, is going to get really big here. And so what we can do now is we can get the Helping Hand boost. Like I said, this is a +3 stab Airstream. I can't see the Ensign living, even if it has the plus defense boost, as yeah, the Ensign is going to go down here. The important thing to note is, like, we can't just ignore this Groudon, right? We still have to deal with it in the end. We probably are going to take a Steel Spike, but what I'm hoping is if you... Okay, so you're going to go for the Quake. So that's a little bit unfortunate, right? Because now you're boosting your special defense. But I think what we can do is we can bring out Whimsicott, and this is the second turn of your match, right? We can bring out Whimsicott. We have the ability to go for a Helping Hand, and at this point we can really just, like, I don't think ignoring the Groudon is necessarily the best idea, but in all honesty, it might be better this way, as we can go for a Helping Hand into an Airstream. I do, yeah, let's go for the Helping Hand onto Landorus, as well as go for a max Airstream onto this Gastrodon. We can then go for things like Helping Hand Earthquake to kind of like deal that way, as we probably expect a Zacian to be in the back. And so what I'm hoping is if we can deal with this Groudon, right? Like we might need to cycle out Landorus. We'll see. But yeah, I think at this point, like +3 Helping Hand boosted attack should be doing a lot. We can just also weaken the Zacian enough to the point where we can KO it with Calyrex, right? So that really is going to we're gonna see the switch out. So this should be into Zacian. Yep, we are gonna see the Zacian come out here. Zacian is not going to appreciate a +3 Helping Hand boosted Airstream, even if it does resist it. And at this point, right, we can go for a Max Quake, and then we do have hopefully the option to go for a Protect, and I mean not a Protect, just okay. We just one-shot the Zacian. Dies 2 +3 Airstream. We do have access to Calyrex with Energy Ball in the back, so we are going to see the Steel Spike come out. This is going to go into the Whimsicott, which is fine with me. You're going to bring me down to the Focus Sash. I think what we can do though is we want to we really want to weaken this Groudon, because the Groudon has the Assault Vest and all the boosts, so it's going to not like it's going to be pretty favorable into Calyrex. And so I want to go for a Quake to try and better deal with this Gastrodon. I'm wondering if it's worth going for the Helping Hand. I think that's fine. I think we can go for the Helping Hand here. I do, like I said, want to go for a Quake onto this Groudon, just trying to do as much damage as possible, right? Like I think this puts us in a good position. We did see the Instant and the Groudon lead, so yeah, trying to figure out, I guess, best what to do here. I think if we can avoid revealing our 4th, right, like that's gonna be huge. But I need to get Groudon in range of Calyrex, right? I think an Astral Barrage should be more than enough to kind of finish things off, as we will just be able to fire off this huge Max Quake. This is +3 with the Helping Hand and Stab into this Groudon, almost getting the one-shot. And yeah, at this point, right, like everything should be in range of Calyrex. We do still have to be a little bit weary of things, as we're going to see the Fire Punch come out, and we probably are going to see an Ice Beam from this Gastrodon come out into the Landorus. That's just what I expect. We're going to see the Yawn, so that's I think a cool option there. I don't know how much it's going to actually end up mattering, right? Like we can just bring out Calyrex, we can click Astral Barrage. Groudon is in range of an Astral Barrage at this point, and so we can go for a Rock Slide, just trying to deal with the things that way. Right, yeah, this is gonna be Stab, Astral Barrage off specs, and the Groudon is in the red, and so I can't see it living. And so yeah, we just gotta figure out the best way to kind of do things. I think we can click an Astral Barrage for sure, as well as let's just go for a Rock Slide. I think Rock Slide is definitely going to be the best option here. And so we have to think of what adjustment to make game 2. I think they're definitely going to want to what's it called? They're going to want to go for a fake out right off the bat onto Landorus, just saying, hey, I can't really afford to let you boost up this much. And also, yeah, with the Rock Slide, putting Groudon that low, I'm sure that Astral Barrage will be more than enough to finish things off. So I do need to think about what adjustment to make game 2. I think, yeah, the issue, right, is you can just go for a fake out right off the bat, and I really need Landorus's damage output to be a little bit higher. But so yeah, figuring out, I guess the adjustment is I do expect to see probably an Incineroar on the lead, so we can figure out how to deal with that. Landorus is guaranteed to stay asleep here, and so yeah, we're gonna take game 1, and so figuring out the adjustment is going to be really huge here. I kind of want to do the same thing. Yeah, we always take the lead card. I do think, yeah, I think the same 4 are important. I could lead Ogre if I expect to see Incineroar. Like I could lead Kyogre with Indeedee, I don't think that that's necessary. I think, yeah, Indeedee, Landorus, with Whimsicott and then Calyrex in the back. We just need to stall things out, right? We're also really forcing our opponent to kind of waste their max, right? And say, hey, you have to max this way. I think even getting the plus, like, we didn't need to get to +3. I definitely expect to see Ensign. I could see Grim coming out here. Grim is fine with me, right? Because you wanna be parting shotting, right? That's really what you want to do. You want to be able to cycle out your Incineroar. And we really just want to make it so that that doesn't get to happen. Being able to just one-shot everything at +3 is really good to know. So yeah, we can figure out what to do here. We do have the ability, I think, if need be, to bring Kyogre. We could have switched it up and said we're going to bring Ogre instead of Indeedee and led Whimsicott, right? And basically fodder Landorus to bring out Kyogre, right? And say, hey, sure, we're gonna get the Tailwind up, and then we're gonna just like go from there. I think it makes sense not to bring Zard here. I do expect to see a Grim though, right? Like Grim, I think you really need what those screens can offer, but we'll see here. I think, yeah, we can't. My opponent just can't let me set up double Swords Dance, as we are going to see instant Gastrodon. So this is interesting, right? And it suggests to me that you want to go for a Yawn. I think it's still fine, in all honesty, to try and set up a Swords Dance and go for a Follow Me here. We can go for like a Max Guard and switch into Whimsicott. We haven't revealed Taunt, which is a big deal. I think it would have probably been better to lead Whimsicott here, but that's fine. I think what we do want to definitely do though is go for the redirection, because I want to get rid of this Gastrodon as quickly as possible. I don't actually need to get rid of Gastrodon, in all honesty. It is just a little bit scary though, so I'm just going to go for a Follow Me, as well as go for a Swords Dance. I probably expect to see a Yawn and what's it called? A Yawn and a Fake Out. Yeah, we are going to see the Fake Out. It is going to go into the Landorus. I think that's totally fine, right? Because what we can do is we can go for we're gonna see the Yawn come out into the Indeedee. I think I'm fine to let Indeedee go to sleep. I think I'm gonna go for another Follow Me, and I'm gonna go for the Swords Dance. Right, I think at +2 we should be able to start picking up knockouts, and so that's going to be a really big deal. We do have the ability to switch out into Whims and go for what's it called? We can switch out into Whims and go for a Taunt onto this Gastrodon, as we are going to see. Yeah, we're going to see probably a Parting Shot. We're going to get the Swords Dance off, so we are going to be at +2. I'm guessing the Instant is going to switch out to make it so we're only at +1. Which is fine with me, as yeah, we're gonna see the Parting Shot come out into the Indeedee, which is totally fine with me. Probably expecting to see an Ice Beam come out from this Gastrodon, and so what I think I want to do is, what do I want to do? I want to switch it up for sure. I think what we can do is we're gonna see the Zacian come out. So Zacian is fine with me. I can switch out into Indeedee and go for, I mean not Indeedee, into Wimmy and go for Protect. Right, because you're saying, hey, I'm trying to knock you out. We are gonna have Indeedee fall asleep. That's totally fine with me. Like I said, want to switch out into the Whims here and go for a Max Guard. So that way we have the ability to go for a Max Quake and a Tailwind the subsequent turn, and try and get rid of this get rid of the Zacian. We do have Calyrex in the back, so I think it's fine to what's it called, to let the Gastrodon kind of chill. We do have to worry about Groudon maxing in the end, so that's definitely scary. I think this is definitely a good adjustment, so I think that Wimmy on lead is definitely something to consider if we end up going to a game 3. So we are going to see what happens here. I think going for the Max Guard, though, is fine, as most importantly, we're going to see no switch from Zacian. And so that's actually a really big deal here. What we could do is we could... No, I was going to say we maxed. I was going to say we could have switched out into Indeedee, but we don't want that. Oh, we can't even go... Oh, that's important. We can't go for a Taunt because we have the Psychic Terrain up. Thank you for reminding me. This is why we play this game. We're going to get the Max Guard off. As we're going to see the Blade come out, we could see a Yawn go off into the Indeedee slot. I mean, yeah, we're going to see the Yawn go off into the Wimmy slot. This is fine that my support Pokemon are getting targeted, because what we can do is we can go for a Tailwind, which I think we need, and then go for a big Quake onto the Zacian, just really trying to pin this slot and say, sure, you're going to put my Pokemon to sleep, but like you're also not putting on any pressure right now, right? Like that's, I think, the really important part of what's happening here. Like, sure, yes, my Whimsicott's going to go to sleep, but like, what does that really do for you in the long game? We still have access to the ability to cycle out Intimidates, which is also really huge, right? Like we can go for damage that way. So yeah, we might have stuff go to sleep. I'm honestly potentially fine to only have Landorus do 1 turn of max if it means getting rid of a Zacian. So that's going to be really big here, right? Like this is +2. And so that should definitely do a really big chunk. Yeah, that's going to KO the Zacian. And so yeah, we have a Whimsicott that is asleep and an Indeedee that's asleep. We're probably going to have our Landorus be targeted as well. But I think that's going to be fine in the long run, right? Like we still just have a ton of pressure, as we are going to see the Yawn come out. So this tells me you're probably going to switch into Incin. And so what I can actually do here is I can switch out if you bring out Incin, I can switch out into Calyrex to negate a potential Shukaberry, as we are going to see just a Groudon come out here. So this is actually a little bit scary because the Groudon can boost. And so what I actually want to do is I'm actually thinking about switching out into Indeedee. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to, we're asleep here, so that doesn't really matter. I'm going to go for a Moonblast anyway onto this Groudon, and I think cycling out Intimidates is going to be really big, right? We know that Groudon is going to be your main max, and so having that ability just to start Revolving Door in Landorus is going to be really big, right? And so I'm fine to say, hey, I only got 1 turn of max. If it means that I can set up for this endgame. Also, importantly, if we can get Calyrex in and the Indeedee up, or even the Whimsicott, right? Like Helping Hand, Expanding Force is going to do a ton of damage, and I think in that regard, it is definitely worth considering. We are going to see the Groudon max here, so that definitely is something to be scary or be weary of. And I think that like a Calyrex Landorus is a good adjustment game 3, right? Like we can immediately put on pressure onto this Gastrodon, as yeah, we are going to see the Gastrodon go for Protect. Whimsicott is going to stay asleep, so that's definitely a little bit unfortunate here, as the Quake going to come out here. So that's really good to see. Onto the Whimsicott. Whimsicott is going to take it, right? You're really trying to set up what looks like for an endgame of worrying about other things. And what's nice here is the fact that because the Whimsicott is, or not the Whimsicott, the Indeedee is still at full, we should be able to really take both of these hits that this Groudon wants to go for, and we can start revolving dooring into firing off Intimidates to really sort of pressure this Groudon and make it so we can go for a really strong endgame, right? I think Energy Ball, Helping Hand boosted, should still be enough for Groudon. We do have to worry, I don't think we have to worry about Shadow Claw, just given the fact that we have seen Fire Punch and Steel Spike. So we are going to fire off a Landorus, and I think if we can get a Protect off, this should mean that we're in good shape to start just pivoting out. And I'm fine to lose Whimsicott here. I do want to try and keep Indeedee around, as that I think has a lot of potential. Indeedee is going to stay asleep, and so we're going to see here. We're going to see the Quake come out. Smart choice, adjusting into the Indeedee, calling a Landorus switch. So we could very well see an Ice Beam come out, which I think would be a little bit scary, but also not the end of the world. We could see a Yawn, but probably an Ice Beam going into the slot, as we are going to see, yeah, the obvious Ice Beam come out. I think that's fine. Into the Indeedee, which is really good for me, as now what we can do is we can go for a fly onto probably the Groudon slot, and then I want to swap into the Whimsicott. I think having the terrain is a little bit more important, especially because it means that we can go for Helping Hand into an Expanding Force, which should just do a ton of damage across the board. They could call a switch out from the Landorus, right? But I want to go for a fly here. It is going to be a little bit tricky though, as we are going to land and probably have to take a hit from this Groudon, as we're going to see the Steel Spike come out. So I think a very good adjustment for sure onto this Whimsicott. And so what I'm considering now is, let's think about this, right? We're going to bring out Indeedee. We probably are going to lose Landorus. Not necessarily. Okay, so what's going to happen is, yeah, the Gastrodon's going to go for that. We can bring out our Indeedee. And so if Indeedee wakes up, we can go for a Helping Hand. I mean, not a Helping Hand. We can go for a Follow Me, which can absorb the Ice Beam from, hopefully absorb the Ice Beam from Gastrodon so that Landorus can survive. And if that's the case, right, we can be, actually, I'm wondering if it's worth, I'm going to try and Protect here. I think I need to go for Helping Hand Astral Barrage and hope that it's enough. I could also try to go for Energy. I can't go for an Energy Ball, given the fact that there's Incineroar in the back. Indeedee is unfortunately going to stay asleep here, so that's a really big deal here, as Fly is going to come out onto this Groudon doing, that's a crit. Yep, that's a crit. We're going to see the Fire Punch come out into the Indeedee, most likely. Yep, Indeedee. Unfortunately not going to be able to take it. And so the big question now is, are we going to survive this Ice Beam with from the Gastrodon? I'm guessing no. Yeah, so we're unfortunately not going to survive. And so now we can bring out, what's it called? We can bring out our Calyrex. I think we have to go for an Astral Barrage. We should probably see a Yawn. So, okay, so we could see a Yawn come out from this Gastrodon. But yeah, I don't unfortunately think we're going to be able to take this. We could double crit, but I don't think that nope, that is not what I want to click. I want to click Astral Barrage here because of the fact that I don't want to struggle against an Incineroar. Okay, so Gastrodon, I think Landorus Calyrex, I think, is a fine lead here. As yeah, that is unfortunately not going to be enough. We should see a Yawn coming out from this, yep, into the Gastrodon, or from the Gastrodon onto Calyrex. And so I think, yeah, I think what we want to do is, we definitely want to switch it up. I think that Calyrex Landorus for sure is a really safe option, right? If you want to lead Gastrodon, yeah, we're gonna switch it up. Yeah, I think that though the adjustment is definitely fine. But yeah, we still have one game left. Let's try and carry it. So let's play with the same rules. I think Calyrex Landorus is a really good adjustment. So I think that should be fine here. We can't really afford to let Gastrodon do what it wants to do. So I think this will put us in a really good spot. So Calyrex, I think Calyrex Landorus, Indeedee Kyogre? Wimmy Kyogre? Let's try that. We haven't seen Grim, so I don't think Grim is going to come this time. I mean, it could. We could see an adjustment. We did see an adjustment game 2. But I'm really sort of hoping for this. Yeah, so we'll kind of go from here. I think we have to worry about that Gastrodon, though. And if we can, what's it called? Bring out Calyrex, get Calyrex. I think if we can get Calyrex to +1, we're in really good shape overall. Let's just see what happens, though. I think this is fine. We could, if we see a Gastrodon, we can't really afford to. Yeah, so let's kind of see what happens here as we enter into this game 3, and we are going to see a Gastrodon. Okay, so it is Gastro lead with Incin lead, kind of as I expected, and so I think we can go straight for an Energy Ball as well as a Max Quake onto this Incin and make it so we can potentially max guard and then bring out some other things. And so what we also could do, we don't even need to max quite yet. Okay, so I wonder if I wonder if Astral Barrage into an Airstream is enough. Astral Barrage, max Airstream into the Gastrodon. Because we have Ogre in the back this time, I am a little less concerned with... dealing with Gastrodon, or dealing with Ensign, but I think we can still play it out. We do have access to what's it called? Groudon in the back. I mean, not Groudon, Kyogre in the back to help deal with this Groudon in the end game. But yeah, I think they're gonna go for a fake. I'm hoping to go for a fake out. That would be really great. I do want to try to, yeah, if they go for a fake out, like that would be awesome, right? Like we get to preserve our Calyrex, we get to get rid of their Gastrodon, we get to get huge damage onto whatever's going to come out, and so that should put us in a really strong position. So we'll see here. We are committing a little bit aggressively to the max turn 1, but I think that that's going to be fine. Hoping, okay, we're going to see a max. Not what I expected. This looks probably Gastrodon. We're going to see the Gastrodon max. We do have Ice Beam on Kyogre, but probably going to be taking a Hailstorm. So this is actually really bad. This is really bad. We're going to see no Fake Out either. So that's going to be huge. Max Airstream going to come out, not expecting anything else. We're going to get good damage. So the question now is, did you Ice... Okay, so if you Parting Shot the Landorus... I think I just... Okay, perfect. Okay, wait, this is good. This is good, right? You're gonna Parting Shot the Landorus. If you Hailstorm it, that's actually awesome. If you Hailstorm and KO my Landorus, that's like perfect, because then we get out Whimsicott and we can Helping Hand and just KO everything. And so that actually is really good. You're not maxing the Groudon here, so that is even better, as we're gonna see the Groudon come in. So yeah, we just need to, if we get the knockout right, like we should, be more than a good enough position to just go for a Helping Hand, as we're going to see the Quake come out. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Going into the Calyrex here, we should hopefully be able to take it. Calyrex is awesome. Gastrodon is terrible. That's perfect for me. Let's see how much the Gastrodon is at. We're going to see the leftovers reveal. So I think what I want to do is actually switch out into... I'm going to switch out into my Kyogre here. Do I want to switch out into Kyogre? Yeah, I'm going to switch out into Kyogre here, and I'm going to go for another... I'm going to go for a Quake onto the Gastrodon. We probably are going to see the Instant switch into the Groudon slot. So that's what I'm thinking, right? You're going to switch out into Instant, and so what we can do is we can go for Kyogre to get out... what's it called, the boost, and just we really want to make it so that we can set up for Kyogre in the end game. I do expect, like I said, to see Groudon switch out into Incineroar. That'll let us really sort of put on pressure onto this thing, as we are going to see the Gastrodon go for a max guard. So that's a really interesting choice. You might be going for a Fire Punch. Perfect, Fire Punch onto Kyogre, and so Kyogre going to take really just no damage from this. And I think what we can do is we can go for a Water Spout even. I'm fine to go for a Water Spout here, as well as go for a big Airstream onto the Gastrodon, just saying, hey, if you have Zacian in the back, your Zacian is going to take a lot of damage. Yes, we are going to give the Gastrodon the boost, but it's so low that it should be more than in range for Calyrex. So at this point, the name of the game is just saying, hey, we have Calyrex in the back. We need to just get you into a point where Calyrex can do Calyrex things, and so right, like Groudon, whatever you're switching into is going to take a Water Spout, and nothing is going to like that at all. And so yeah, so we're going to see the Groudon switch out probably into Incineroar. We're going to see the Zacian come out, so that's a really interesting choice for sure, right? Saying, hey, I'm fine with Zacian taking a ton of damage. This is actually a little bit scary, just because of the fact that we do need damage onto the Incineroar more than anything, as Gastrodon is going to go into the red, which is a really big deal here, and we do have the Airstream boost. So if we are able to survive the turn with Landorus, we can go for a Protect and an Earthquake, which I think should be more than enough to really get enough chip onto everything. This Gastrodon, even at +1, really isn't going to be doing much. Zacian is going to go into the red here, and so we are going to see the Hailstorm. Hailstorm is fine, right? It's going to go into the Landorus. I need Landorus to go down here. Perfect. Landorus is going to go down, and at this point, right, like we have access to Calyrex, and everything is in the red, so we can just go for Calyrex going for an Astral Barrage, and that should hopefully be able to be enough, right? Like, yeah, at this point, we should be able to get Calyrex to +2 very easily. Zacian is so low, as is Gastrodon. Yeah, Astral Barrage, more than enough. We can go for an Ice Beam just in case they like switch out into Groudon. But yeah, Calyrex here for sure. Clicking that Astral Barrage is going to be just huge overall. So we can go for, I think, just going for a Water Spout as well. Yes, like there is the fear of Gastrodon, but like Gastrodon isn't going to matter. So yeah, we can go for the Water Spout to say, even if you want to switch in Instant, I don't care. So we can click Water Spout. I think that's fine, as well as go for an Astral Barrage, and that should just be overall just incredible damage. You cannot afford to stay in with both. You have to switch out into Instant. I think that's your only sort of out in the situation. And I'm really not giving you access to that out. As we are going to see the Zacian go for a Protect here. That's totally fine with me. We should see Gastrodon going for a Protect here. That's also totally fine with me. I think you're just trying to scout what I want to do here. I think, yeah, I'm just going to click Astral Barrage. I think what I can do, though, is I can switch into Whimsicott, which I think is going to be really beneficial, right? We can go for the Helping Hand, and then that way, even if you have Incineroar and it's with no boost, we're in a good spot. We could see actually a really smart play here of having something go down, Zacian go down to Hail, which is exactly what happens, right? Because now you're making it so I don't get the boost, and also you get a free switch in, which is most likely going to be into Incineroar, which means that I'm going to want to switch out into, I'm probably going to protect Kyogre and switch out into Whimsicott. Just trying to set up that way. We can go for a Helping Hand, I think. Yeah, okay, so we're going to see the Groudon come in. Okay, so what I want to do then is I want to Ice Beam the Groudon. I want to go for a big Ice Beam here and switch out into Whimsicott. We still have the Sash intact. I just want to get damage out. I think they're going to definitely try and target into my Kyogre, and so we can really try and set up this way. I think, though, that Calyrex, if we can get enough damage onto this Groudon, should be more than enough to sweep through this game. It is going to be a little bit tricky, though, with that Instant still in the back. I think the Instant is at full, so we aren't quite out of the water yet. We could have just gone for the Astral Barrage. I can't see Groudon picking up the knockout into Calyrex, but that does open up some avenues that I don't really want to deal with. We are going to see the Precipice Blades come out. You are going to miss the Whimsicott, which I don't know how big of a deal that is. Kyogre is going to live, as we should see an Earth Power come out, and going into the Kyogre as well. Just trying to get rid of Ogre, but at this point, right, we do have access to Helping Hand with Astral Barrage, and at this range, Groudon I don't think can survive. Right, like Groudon has taken a fair bit of chip, and this is Stab Specs boosted with a Helping Hand, and so this should really just shred through whatever wants to come in. We could see what's it called, a Protect to try and stall out things a little bit more, but yeah, I think Astral Barrage here with a Helping Hand should be enough. At least, I mean, definitely gets the Gastrodon. I want to say it gets the Groudon at this range. You could try, I mean, no, I was gonna say you could try switching into Instant, but I don't think that will help you either. So let's try and see here. I believe in Calyrex. I believe it can pick up Groudon from 70% with a Helping Hand Astral Barrage, or I believe that Groudon will miss its Precipice Blades. I think that there's sort of a lot of options on what can happen here, but definitely a little bit of a tricky endgame for sure. Let's see what sort of option my opponent goes for. We are going to see the Helping Hand, so no Protect for sure, as we will be able to fire off just a giant Astral Barrage. Like I said, I'm really hoping that because of the fact that this is Helping Hand boosted, it will be enough for the Groudon. Okay, so yeah, we are going to pick up the Groudon, and so at this point, right, it is going to be a singular Incineroar taking a +2 Specs boosted, Helping Hand boosted Astral Barrage, and that should be more than enough for the game. But I obviously want to wait and see just in case things sort of play out differently. And oh yeah, the Incin has chip on it, so we can just spam the A button. We should make sure that we are at least doing it correctly. I don't want like controller drift to cost me this game. So clicking Astral Barrage at least respects, so we can't click anything else. Go for a Helping Hand here, but like yeah, if we accidentally Moonblast ourselves, that would not be good. But yeah, this is a Helping Hand boosted +2 Astral Barrage with Specs. I can't see Incin living. It's also single target, and even if it does, we still have Whimsicott, which has the Focus Sash, so we'll take 2 hits. And it looks like, yeah, so the Incin is going to go down here. So overall, a really great game. Shout out to my opponent. Shout out to South Africa. Shout out to the rest of Team India. This has been a lot of fun. I'm super happy to be on this team. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.